Well, hello everybody. Welcome to tonight's Multi Monday. We're going to be looking at the Imperial Pilsner. Um, so this style, I did leave a link in the chat if there's anybody that joins up that wants to come aboard. If you have an Imperial Pilsner, basically, I don't even know how low they go. 6.5, I think, was the lowest I actually saw on Bear Advocate as an Imperial Pilsner. So 6.4, 6.5, and up on the a Pilsner should do it if anybody's out there watching and has one. But let me welcome in Miscellaneous Brew Reviews.
Hey, I got
and
one.
Myself. Bumpy road. Let's read what the Imperial Pilsner basically is. Now, this is actually not seen as of yet by the BJCP as an actual beer style, but there are Imperial Pilsners out there, and Beer Advocate did have a little write-up on it. And this is what it says. Similar to a Pilsner in appearance, but expect a more pronounced malty backbone and an intense bitterness. Malt flavors tend to be quite sweet in many examples. Alcohol can be quite aggressive and lend some spicy notes to the flavor. That's pretty much it. It's just a higher ABV Pilsner. So cheers to the chat. We got Marion the Butch, Bear Man. A lot of people couldn't find one. Thanks for trying. And Stony. Cheers. So let's go ahead and bring up Miscellaneous so he can show us the Imperial Pilsner that he's bringing tonight.
All right, so I've got something from, I got a product from Lakeland, Florida. This is from Orange Blossom Brewing Company. This is their Orange Blossom Pilsner 2. Right there, 12-ounce can, and it comes in at a whopping 11%. I don't know. It's a big-ass Pilsner. Canned on 8/20/21, so slightly over a month old. I think I tried this before, but I bought it out of like, when you go to the liquor store and they got the old beer in the shopping cart, like all the stuff that's on sale. I think I tried one out of there. Can't remember. Anyways, yeah.
So I see the honey.
For sure, it's definitely much darker than your average Pilsner. It's almost got like a coppery kind of look to it, but crystal clear. Brilliant, if you would. Yeah, not much head there. Effervescence looks pretty good. I didn't think the head would stick around at 11%. Should be interesting.
All right.
Just
cheers, Miscellaneous.
Right out.
Thanks for making it to tonight's show. Yeah, what I'm bringing now, Commerce Aussie has a Carlsberg Pilsner. Now, is it the same one as this? Because this is the Elephant from Carlsberg, and this comes in at a whopping 7.2% ABV. It is labeled on the shelf I got it on as an Imperial Pilsner. Sometimes also referred to as a malt beverage, but this one does say Pilsner right on it. It's nice and cold. Let's get it out of the fridge. Let's crack it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the head on this one, fairly tight white bubbles, kind of makes a frothy looking head, but doesn't look like it's really going to leave any lacing on this glass. As I tip it, it just slides down the glass. Very effervescent, nice golden coloration, and very, very clear. So it may be a little bit darker than some Pilsners. It's kind of hard to tell the actual coloration when
it's way lighter than mine, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, lighter than Miscellaneous is. Definitely not color of a Hellas, though. So All right. I'm going to start sniffing and drinking on this thing and trying to come up with something to say as Miscellaneous talks about his brew.
Right. So yeah, that head is absolutely gone. Does have a weird look to it, bit thick. Nobody's got Imperial Pilsners early. It's tough world out there. So anyways, on the nose, we get honey. Definitely like a wheat bread. A little bit of spice. Nothing like too robust. Just like it's like clove or something. And it almost has like a. It did have a little like. As soon as I opened it, poured it up, it had a little funkiness to it, like a yeasty funk. That's pretty much it. Not really much to talk about on the aromas. It's a little earthy too. Yeah. Well, cheers, BuMpY. Let's see if this is any good. Man, that thing is just streaming now.
Cheers, Miscellaneous.
Oh yeah, it didn't smell boozy for 11% either. Definitely the most full body Pilsner I've ever had. It's a bit hefty in the mouth, almost syrupy. It is crisp though. Definitely pick up honey. There's a weird like malt liquory honey type of, and there's a funky it's a dry finish, but there's a weird yeast kick on it, man. Like that slight like spices, like it's almost like a very mild clove and banana. It's weird. Other than that, I mean, it's not really too cloying. John and Nelly said it was very, very sweet. It's not. There is a very moderate bitterness, sides of the tongue, back of the tongue, mid sip. Not really on the finish. You get that weird, like I said, that honey, yeasty finish on this. But I mean, overall, not bad. Does it really taste boozy? It really doesn't. It's just it's different. Very hard to describe. It's almost like you could like get the alcohol vapors, but it just doesn't really taste boozy. You can like sense the presence of alcohol, but it's not overbearing at all. Yeah, I got my thoughts on this. Wow.
All right. Thank you, Miscellaneous.
Yeah, man.
Josh would be here if he had an Imperial Pilsner.
Yeah.
But
that's what he always says.
Yeah, they don't make many Imperial Pilsners that have fruited.
Fruit puree.
I hate them. Yeah.
Sorry, Josh. I love you, man. I knew
the aromas on this elephant. It's definitely malt forward, quite rich in sweet bread notes. Maybe a little bit grainy. Somewhat of a fruitiness. Not quite sure what type of fruit, but it would be a lighter like fruit. Maybe a little bit berry-esque, but probably more along the lines of like apple. But yeah, quite malt forward for sure, with that kind of sweet, bready, and slight grain note. All right, cheers.
Cheers, man. I'm trying to find out what Beer Advocate massacred this. We got an 81. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'd say this one, I mean, it doesn't really feel like a light body. This one feels like a medium body. Pretty spritzy carbonation. I'd say it's in the higher realm of carbonation. It is drying to the palate still. Very bready, malt forward, kind of sweet up front. Little bit, little bit of that kind of grain note coming through, kind of on the finish. Um, there's a tad bit of that cardboard type thing going for this as well. Slight fruity notes as well, with a little bit of either a banana pear type thing. Um, these are very like mild notes, but there is like something present because there's not a whole lot of flavor to this other than that kind of sweetness, the breadiness. Maybe even go with a doughiness. A little bit of that grain on the tail end, like I said. Bitterness is there, kind of mild, but it's noticeable. I'd say it's like an earthy, woodsy type bittering effect that happens in this one. No alcohol notes. It's not warming at all. 7.2%. I don't think you'd really expect that nowadays, anyways. Um, I have had some beers within my drinking life, but that were kind of lower ABV that still had an alcohol note, which was quite surprising and quite bad. This one doesn't. Um, I'd say it's fairly balanced, but I think that bittering note does seem to show up, and with the flavor with it, and that may just be because there's lack of really many other flavors to go with. There's nothing there's nothing to really hide anything in this beer. Uh, but yeah, I'd say 70% malt and 30% bitterness. Uh, yeah, I'll be thinking of a score. Uh, it's not like a super clean flavored pilsner. It seems like it's like I said, a little bit of a cardboard type note in there, kind of a little bit of that grain, um, the bitterness, woodsy, earthy. It seems to have a little bit of a dirt to it, but
Hmm.
not gritty, not dirt and gritty. But all right, like I said, I'll think of a score for this one, and we'll bring back miscellaneous. Hopefully, he's had enough time to come up with.
I mean, if
with a
you just
score.
want to bring us both up, I mean,
Oh, we can just bring out. We can just
yeah,
do that.
there we go. Why
Yeah,
not?
and any shout outs too, as well.
Lots of those because nobody's here to do it for themselves.
Oh yeah,
Stretch it out. Maybe we'll make 45 minutes. I'm just kidding. I will agree with you on like that earthy bitterness. It is. You know, the more I sip on this, it's almost like corn. I'm getting like a corn sweetness. It's like almost like drinking like a sweet adjunct lager, like that doesn't have rice in it. Like very corn forward sweetness. And I do get on the tail end, I do get some of those grain flavors, but it almost like the once it dries off on the palate and you just get there and you get that little red, it almost has like this cream corn kind of sweetness, corniness. I don't know. It's different for sure. Burev scored this in 81, and there was I scrolled through some of the reviews. I didn't read them because they're obviously on here, but a lot of people gave this a 4 and up, but then you got those mid-range 3s. Man, this shit won't even read. Well, here's a time I'll never ever probably ever get to say again. This Pilsner's got legs.
Hmm.
You could see it. It's not bad. Would I want to sit down and get drunk on this? Probably not. You probably have a terrible time. There's a bit of sweetness. It's moderate. I think the more it warm, you want to get this down while it's like ice cold, fairly quickly. But overall, it's not really that bad. I've had way worse beers than this, in many different styles. I think 81 is not a fair share for this one, because I think the only other Imperial Pilsner I had, Beer Man sent me, it was like a wine barrel aged Pilsner. Justin wanted us to try, and it was different, totally different feel than this. I don't know. I'd put this at like an 87. It's definitely drinkable. I mean, I wouldn't want to, like I said, I wouldn't want to sit down and like sesh out on a 4-pack or a 6-pack of these. I mean, would definitely make for, like, if you did a beer mail, it would make for a very interesting like mystery beer.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'll stick with the 87. It's better than the Braga. Yeah. So, yeah, other than that, I guess we'll do the shout outs. Tomorrow is Beer and Cheese, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now it is Eastern Standard Time because it's the fall. We cleared that up last night on After Dark Beers. It's going to be Colby Jack cheese. It's a picked one. So get some Colby Jack. Bring your whatever you prefer style of beer you think is going to work well. Probably would suggest bring something light and malty, maybe. I don't know. That's just it's a very light flavored cheese, so easy to overpower. Other than that, Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is going to be How Old Can You Go over at Beer Man's channel, followed up by Ron Terrio, I think 7:20. He's doing Marzens, and then Wild Card Wednesday with Thomas Metal 75, aka Massachusetts Beer Reviews. Oh shit! How could I forget about John? I'll let you get that one.
Oh, good.
All right. Alex, Food Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, is going to be pizza bread. Very interested. I'd never heard of it, and it's not hard to make. Should be good.
Pepperoni bread.
Or yeah, that's it. Pepperoni bread. Pizza, pepperoni. No sauce. It's pepperoni bread. I misspoke. You're right. Thank you for that. And Stout Sunday with John and Ellie and Michael Kormaroff. If John's up to it this weekend, should be good. Cheers. Yeah, 11%. It's going to get me going.
Awesome. It's a good night to get going. Cheers, Miscellaneous. Thank you so much. See, now this is let me just they say that Carlsberg Elephant unforgettable. Still golden color. Yes. Elephant is rich in malty character. Yes. With a hint of caramel. I guess there's a sweetness, so maybe I just didn't get the caramel type note I was looking for, but balanced by a satisfyingly dry bitterness. Yes.
Yeah.
Once enjoyed, never forgotten. See, they nailed everything. Everything they were going for, they hit it pretty much. They also say, this is like the world's best beer, probably. Let's just say that, probably. So it's going to be really hard to give this something below a 90, but I think I'm right there with that 87 score. It's, like I said, this could be considered a malt liquor as well. It's
this not far off.
Like the swill Pilsner, basically. It's not as refreshing as you might like on a hot day out by the pool, or if you have to mow your lawn or something. But and also just the way that it kind of has that dirty, gritty type thing going for it. And the hops they're not that vibrant citrusy or spicy floral type hop you might expect out of a nice crisp pilsner either. Um, but I mean, for something that isn't too offensive, it's not going to destroy your palate with hops, with flavors of hops and super bitter. Um, it's not going to weigh you down like drinking a stout might, or eventually just kind of get your palate going with all the big roasty chocolate notes. So, I mean, it is definitely a drinkable beer. At 87 out of 100, it's not bad. Throw one of these back every now and again, but yeah, not something that's going to quench your thirst all that much. It's something if you want to get a little bit messed up quicker. It's there. I mean, because you can definitely down them. You can drink more than one, no problem. Um, and the ABV is high enough to kind of get you there. Plus, these are 16.9 fluid ounce cans. So
Yeah, they don't. They should not make this in 16 ounces.
yeah,
It's good in here. If you drink this in the sun, like you take these to the beach and like hang out all day and get drunk on these, you'd be wrecked.
Hmm.
You have a bad day.
I don't even know what I paid. I think it was for a 4-pack. I think I paid like $10.99, so it was like $11 for a 4-pack of these. So I mean,
I think this was under.
I think I'd rather have. I'd rather have a
$2
pack of Pilsner Urquell.
But I'd probably say that probably a 6-pack of this probably around the $10 range.
Yeah,
which is phenomenal for what it is, I guess. But
yeah. Well,
shout outs.
Shout outs. Real quickly, I guess we'll try to figure out. We don't know the exact time and date because I've got some extra work I've got to do this week. So
mixed signals.
But John and Ellie is going to be doing Beer Buddies finally. It's kind of an interview type show where he'll have a guest on and he'll ask some questions, and I'm sure there will be drinking and probably some joshing on there a little bit. But he was hoping to do that possibly tomorrow night after Beer and Cheese. So who knows? It may still go on tomorrow night after Beer and Cheese, which would be around like probably 9 p.m. Eastern time, I would guess. Beer and Cheese starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So give or take, may or may not happen tomorrow night. May end up being either Wednesday night or who knows, Thursday night if needed. But it'll be in there. Just look for John and Ellie's pop up. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. That way you can get the and ring the bell, get the notifications. Then you'll know when Beer Buddies is actually starting up. So it should be a live question and answer type drinking show, and we'll find out what the whole plan is on this because he's yet to do it. It's going to be a pilot episode featuring me, Bumpy Road. So
the Bumpy Road should be interesting.
Be sure to be there whenever it happens. So either tomorrow night, Wednesday night, or Thursday night. But get those notifications out. Multi Mondays tomorrow night. No, tonight's Multi Monday.
It's that Imperial Pilsner right to the head.
My week is so messed up. So next week on Sunday will be After Dark Beers, bringing dark beer. 8 p.m. Eastern time, my channel, just bringing dark beer based off the malt profile. And then it will be Multi Monday again at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing the Crystal Weizen. So that is, it's a Hefeweizen basically that's been clarified, so it's crystal
clear. So
that the yeast is not floating around in it, but pretty much has the same characteristics as a Hefeweizen. So go out, start looking for a crystal bison. I only know of one, but hopefully some other people can find some other breweries that may have one and bring some different crystal bisons to the show. I don't think I have any more shout outs. But anyways, I want to say, hey, thank you all for being here, watching the show. Cheers to little chat, Tommy Carroll, Burley Sullivan, Mary Butch, Beer Man, Josh Abram. What else we got? I think Stony popped in here. Commerce Aussie, of course. And
very malty beer.
Very malty. If you'd like to try the Elephant 10. Oh, I got a stink bug in here. I got to kill that.
They make a 10.5.
A 10.5. Huh. I haven't seen that. But
shit, yeah. If I run across that, I'd buy it. I like the high ABV stuff.
Yeah, then eventually, yes, Josh, there will be your favorite style of beer, one that has 0 alcohol in it, eventually popping up. But yeah, cheers to the chat. Thank you so much for being here, folks that were watching. I want to thank Miscellaneous as well for being on the shortest episode of Malty Monday ever.
I forgot one shout out.
One more show.
Happy birthday, Thrash
That's
Life.
right. Happy birthday to Thrash Life.
I almost forgot about him. Shit. I'd have felt bad. Cheers to you. I don't have a beer. I drank mine.
Oh, you can't cheers me either then. Cheers. Cheers to you. Thank you so much for being here. So thanks to the panel. Guys, have a great night. We'll catch you on the next live stream, the next show, the next video. However,
go find your fine stuff.
Find
the boner. Get your crystal visor.
Get your crystal visor. Cheers, guys.